Welcome to episode 36.
Episode 36 is here.
New year, new us?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Same us.
You're about to get a taste of it in the next 5 seconds.
What does that mean?
Well, when the theme song comes on.
Oh, yeah, we have a new theme song this year, so enjoy it. So you don't adjust your audio. This is a new song that we had to put together.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't make it. We just found it.
Yeah.
But it's our new theme song.
Yeah.
Voted by the people.
Voted in by the people.
So in this week's episode, we're going to look at the 2023 numbers, and we promise this is the last time we're going to look at 2023.
Yeah, that's it.
It's out with the old and in with the new.
In with the new.
Joey runs down his New Year's plans. I run down mine. Talk a little about this wild diet that I'm on.
Yep.
Joey shares some excellent news you can use. Be careful on the roads because it's going to get a lot more expensive if you think you're Vin Diesel speeding on the streets of Toronto. Too fast, too furious.
Yeah.
Enjoy the show.
Welcome to the Toronto Livings Podcast, a conversation about all things Toronto with a focus on real estate, the culture, and of course, the food.
I'm Mark Savell.
And I'm Joey Virgilio.
And we're realtors with Sage Real Estate working together as a Toronto Livings team with a focus on helping you buy better, sell higher, and of course, having a little bit of fun along the way. Hey, Joey.
Hola, Mark.
Happy 2024.
Happy 2024.
Yeah.
It's been quite the year.
It has.
Yeah.
Like already, 2024?
Yeah, it's been great. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I like your optimism. 6 days in. I'll take it.
No, 2023 was a great year.
It was.
Yeah.
It really was.
Yeah. It was, well, I mean, not great for
the market,
for what we're about to get into, but.
Yeah, but I still feel like pretty optimistic about last year.
Yeah, all
I
right.
think it was a good like learning year for a lot of people.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
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 What did you get up to for, what were your New Year's plans this year?
We did it quiet and easy, I think, this year. We weren't really rushed and trying to do a million things. We took a hiatus, you and I, for a couple of weeks off, which was good. New Year's Eve, we went to the mother-in-law's down at Lakeshore and Bathurst, and we went to go watch the City of Toronto fireworks.
Yeah.
They were really good.
Were they?
Yeah, I really liked it. I enjoyed it. We walked down at about 11:30. Went just to the pier near the Bathurst spit at the end there.
Yeah.
And we waited from about 11:30, obviously till midnight, and there was so many people.
Okay, I saw some Instagram and TikTok things, and it looked so intense.
Crazy.
Yeah.
There was at least thousands of people who celebrated New Year's Eve stuck in their car in traffic trying to get down to see the fireworks.
Yeah, those are the Instagrams I saw.
Yeah.
The Gardner just lined right up.
Stacked. You couldn't move. It was crazy. So thankfully we were on foot, and it was incredible. Like I don't usually go get excited for City of Toronto things, but I like this. It was fun. It was 10 minutes, really, really good.
Very cool.
Tons of people and good like vibe. Everyone there did the countdown together. That's like awesome. You just felt like, oh, this is the city that I'm glad to live in.
The nice part about being back from the past of the old pandemic and everything.
Yeah.
The community, everybody wants to get back out again.
Yeah, and it was so like multicultural. Like there was literally every type of ethnicity around us. Like it felt, there was a moment where I was like, you know what? Maybe peace did win. And then we had to walk back and like, nah, peace didn't win. And yeah, what were you up to? What'd you do?
So we went to a really cool spot.
Okay.
Reed's Distillery.
Nice.
They had a New Year's event,
Okay.
and it actually is right beside where Save Our Scruff's event was when we went down there.
Nice.
So South Riverdale, it was on Logan Street, and really, really, really nice spot. So as soon as you walk in, you get this like, it's warehousey kind of vibe, distillery kind of vibe, basically. Awesome bands played. They're a gin distillery that make delicious, amazing gin. I don't drink gin.
Okay.
And I got into gin that
Okay.
night. They only had gin cocktails, and I was like, yeah. They did one mixture, and it was, they have their spiced gin and ginger beer. And I was so sold the whole night. So I'm going to go get their spiced gin. They just started selling at the LCBO recently.
No, I'm down to try it on air.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I like this.
If you're buying, well, actually, that's not true. So for 30 days, I'm doing this diet that we do every year. It's called the Whole 30.
Oh.
So no carbs, no alcohol, no dairy, no legumes, which is like beans and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then just to make my life extra hard, I said no coffee. Okay. So I'm day 6 into this.
Yeah.
The first 5 days, miserable. That's why I didn't call you.
Makes sense.
I was so miserable. I guess like, because there's so much sugar in all the foods we eat. Oh, and no sugar is the other big thing. So no chocolates, none of that type of stuff.
Yeah, makes sense.
It's been a rough couple days.
Yeah, I could imagine. No coffee plus no sugar. And like when you get rid of that stuff, you're already...
You know, when you're in hell, what's a couple other degrees? Turn it up a bit. So I said no coffee for 30 days. So I'll be happy to make you a coffee on future episodes, but I won't be partaking in the fun.
All right, that makes sense.
You okay with that?
For the first 30 days.
Yeah, then I'm losing it. Pasta, no. I'm going to try to watch my carb intake and get this waistline down a little bit.
Right.
This year. So that's why there's no coffee today. And I definitely want to try this gin you speak of.
Yeah, it's okay. So we'll save it. That'll be the celebratory.
Yes, I would love that.
Yeah. Okay, done.
Now you claim the best gin ever.
Yeah, and it was. This was actually they got an award.
Okay.
For being the best gin in Canada, and it's by the World Gin Awards.
Wow.
Yeah. Did you know there was a World Gin Awards?
I did not, but I think like for 2024, I might have to change your name from Joey the Swan to Joey the Gin, or Joey and Gin.
Joey and Gin.
Joey and Gin.
Yeah, I should do like a cigar.
Joey and Gin hour.
Yeah.
I'm your host, Joey, and this is my gin. Reeds, cool. Okay, I haven't seen it, so it makes sense. They're just starting off in the LCBO.
So they just kicked off. Exactly, they just kicked off in the LCBO. So shout out Calvin and Graham for throwing an awesome night. We had a connection in. My brother was the reason I figured out was my brother had a connection in.
Oh, got it.
And then they were selling tickets, and there was crazy bands playing.
Nice.
Bad, not good.
Yeah.
Yeah, which
secretly like one of my favorite bands ever.
Which is so funny because I brought him up to like, I don't know, 10 or 12 different people. And like everybody was like, I'm not sure who.
Oh, they're so good.
I know.
I think they're like graduates of Sheridan College. Like, you know, they're local.
Yeah.
Like they're Toronto based, but they're also like through our music system here in the city.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. They're so good. At one point, I almost sold the house of their A&R.
Oh.
Or their loft or their A&R. So truth be told, I don't know what an A&R is. Do you know what one is?
They're like artists like sourcing.
Oh, okay.
Pretty much, I think.
Because the guy kept telling me I'm their A&R, and I'm like, oh, that's lovely. I had no idea what that meant. I didn't end up getting the listing, but he had all their like plaques on the wall. I'm like,
very cool.
Oh, this is like, I would love to sell your place, but unfortunately it didn't work out. But I'm still a fan of the band.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. And Big Smoke Brass, which I think is their house band. They were kind of making it sound that way.
Okay.
They were so damn.
What does a house band mean? Like the Reeds has their own band?
Like they have a band that plays, I guess, regularly.
Oh, okay.
On whenever they throw events there.
Oh, because it's an event space and a distillery.
Yeah. So they're actually doing they do weddings and stuff there as well.
Oh, nice.
And if I'm not mistaken, they're actually giving away a wedding.
Hey.
So check their Instagram out.
Hey, you check their Instagram out. I'm married. Don't put me in hot water. Which, by the way, I got to say, thank you for interviewing me and Adriana.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, that was, it was a weird feeling for us.
I was going to ask. So, yeah, we talked about it a little bit after the fact, but listening back to yourselves.
Oh, hated it.
Yeah.
Both of us. We had like, it came down to like, do you notice there was a day when I didn't post it? Usually I post on a certain day. We waited and I was like, I might call Joey and be like, don't post this. And she was on board. She's like, it's whatever you feel, you know, I will go with. It was very difficult, but.
So yeah, what like in it was the hard parts for you? Or like, I guess hard to listen back because it's always weird listening to yourself, especially when it's like so personal.
Yeah. I don't know. Part of me felt like, you know, were we coming across too much of like, oh, look at what we have. Are people going to take it the wrong way? But, you know, she reminded me the whole point of it was to say, like, we work hard and this is what we were able to do with it. Look, we're not the richest people in the city by any stretch. And we live just a very comfortable, I would say, modest life. But in the moment, I'm like, oh, you know, people are going to criticize. And you know what? People might. What are you going to do? That's just life. Yeah. You got to just focus on each other and keep doing the work that you're doing and build the life that you guys want. That we want. So
yeah, which makes sense. And I think that's a big piece of it is like you guys, both of you are like, you know, you're crazy when it comes to, you're extremely hard workers. So
Thank
like you should have the things that let that pay off.
Yeah. And I think that's a challenge that I have to work more on of like being easier on myself. I'm too hard sometimes. A lot of introspective work in the last 2 weeks, just like trying to like, you know, think through a lot of things. And that was one of them where I was like, man, why am I so hard on things? And like, yeah, maybe somebody will have criticism, but I also have the right to respond to that criticism, right?
Yeah.
So I was lying on the couch and I'm like, you know what? We're doing it. And we did a countdown and we did 3, 2, 1, and then we went live. So it's out there. It is our most popular episode so far as well.
Already?
Yeah.
I actually didn't look at the stats yet.
I did. It's sorry, Alex Wong. It surpassed the Alex Wong episode.
Oh, no way.
I know. R.I.P. Alex Wong episode. But It was good. She enjoyed it, and I think she enjoyed it a little too much. She's like, so when's the next one? I'm like, oh, me and Joey
ready to go already.
Yeah, me and Joey are recording in the new year, but like just chill a little bit. But no, she was great. I was very proud of how comfortable and natural she was. I felt.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure how she would take.
Extremely. Yeah. She did so well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My little Kardashian over there.
Cool, calm, and collected.
Yeah. Pookie Bear. So thanks for doing that. And we also were on another podcast.
We were.
We were the guests.
Collab. Yeah, we were guests. Yeah. The Rare Agent podcast.
That was so fun.
That was a blast.
Yeah.
It was, once again, it's always weird when you watch yourself in a new thing. So I've listened to it twice in a row.
Okay.
Like I finished listening to it and I was like, let me restart one more time.
So I watched it once with Age and I'm like, oh my God, I felt like I talked way too much. I enjoyed it though. I thought it was a good, honest conversation. It was 5 agents talking. It wasn't really market related stuff. It was more just like,
it was
a holistic approach, I guess you can say.
Yeah, I think it was a little more, and we gel really well. Like our two groups gel really well, and I think we're both like-minded in that sense.
There was, and that was a refreshing conversation to have with like-minded agents, just about like the realness of sometimes how this business gets and how we do need others to help us out. It's not really like a lone wolf show, and I enjoy that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. We're open for more.
Yeah. Yeah, we're going to get them on once we get our setup a little more figured out. We're going to get them as guests on our
Yeah, and maybe we should say we have some changes coming our way for the show.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we've got new equipment.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and you probably heard the new song.
Yeah, we ran a poll. We weren't sure which song to choose. Option 3-1.
Option 3-1, yeah.
Option 3-1, it's the people's choice. I said whatever everyone chooses, that's what we're going to go with. It wasn't my pick, but it's growing on me.
Yeah, it's so funny. We did have a back and forth on it.
Yeah.
Like we narrowed it down to the 3, and then it was like, of the 3, let's just ask the people. Let's just ask the people and get that. So this was the winner by, was it a good amount?
By about 12%.
Okay.
Enough for me to confidently be like, the people have spoken.
Okay.
It's option 3.
Okay. Yeah.
So our old music was no longer royalty free, which I don't understand how that works.
Yeah, I don't get that either, but that's
whatever. So we had to get a new one, and we got some new equipment. And once we have a little bit more space, we'll definitely have them on. But we do have a lot of guests coming this year.
Yeah, I was going to say, so that's a big change. We talked about that on our last episode of the year, which is this year we're going to be bringing on more people.
Yeah.
Which I think is good. I think that's a good change.
It is, yeah. And it gives us a chance to kind of really tell the story of Toronto. And that was the purpose of what I think we originally started this for.
Yeah.
The first year was kind of getting our grounding and figuring all this out. And I think we're at an okay spot.
Yeah.
But now let's
to
the moon.
Awesome.
You think it's time for news you can use?
I think so.
All right, lay it on me.
First of the year. News you can use.
Do. Still royalty free.
Wait for that to play.
Hit me with the good stuff, Joey. What do we got?
All right. So the first thing I want to talk about was speed cameras. Have you heard or been hit with a speed camera recently? That's not one of the ones that's on the traffic lights, but actual boxes that sit on the side of the road. There's 75 that got put out.
I've not.
Over the last year or so.
I've seen them, but I have not.
Yeah. So Molly got hit with one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
So the article basically is they want to up the 75 that are on the streets right now to 150. They want to double them by the next 2 years. And well, the article was about the fact that the city was pushing back, saying if we do this, we don't want it to go through the courts like it's been doing.
Right.
We want it to go through the administrative penalty system.
So just like throw you a ticket, you got to pay it back. There's no fighting it type thing.
Yeah, pretty much. And it starts at 5 over. Yeah. So Molly got hit with she got 11 over.
Okay.
So, I mean, it was nothing insane, but it was you get hit with a $60 ticket.
Yeah.
She didn't pay it right away. So it turned into an $80 ticket.
Oh, Molly.
For doing 11 over.
Dave Rams does not happen.
Yeah, that one hurts. But yeah, that's something that's coming. So be prepared and drive safer because those little gray R2D2 boxes are going to get you. Yeah.
I'm honestly not, I don't have too much of a problem with it. I think in the right areas, it's a good thing to have. I think in the school districts, especially.
Yeah.
I think a 10-kilometer grace period should be kind of.
So that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
I think 10 kilometers if you're getting hit with 5 over, I feel like that's a little bit.
It's a little bit much because, like, you know, I don't know how accurate the car is, the reading back of how fast you're going. Like, it's probably off a couple kilometers in real time.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you a little hack that I use.
Okay, let's hear it.
Waze.
Waze, as in like just getting around them.
Oh no, Waze is in the app Waze.
Or they tell you where the boxes
Yeah.
are. Ah, I see you.
You just turn it on. It's like speed trap ahead, and then you just like make sure you're definitely below that. Like I usually drive near the limit or close to it as best as I can, but it'll tell you. So you have like ample, like 750 meters away, it'll start alerting you.
So I never listen to those.
You should start.
I should start. Yeah. I've got
that and me telling you stop using Uber Eats. Those are the two things. If you could incorporate that into your life,
this is new year, new me.
to the moon. I will tell you this about tickets. My friend got a parking ticket.
Yeah.
And guess how much he had to pay for it? $150.
Oh.
Yeah. Remember we talked about how
They upped it.
They so upped it.
That's a hefty ticket.
$150.
Was it like a rush hour one, or was it just like a
He was on a side street. No, it wasn't like even a major, what I would deem a major infraction.
Oh man.
He was on a side street. He parked on the wrong side of the street just to run into a house. He was maybe in there for 5 minutes. He saw the guy come and he's like, dude, I'm coming out. Like, just, I'll leave. Nope. Sorry. $150. Yeah.
Ooh.
So, but you know what? Like all this is now, I really hope they go harder on people that do block the live lanes during traffic. They have more enforcement officers out there because these fines, like Molly, I think is going to think twice before she goes 11 over the limit. Like they do work.
They do work.
And it's a good way to generate money for the city as opposed to just property tax. This could be another form of revenue generation.
100%. That's something that you can't argue with, is that this will absolutely generate more income.
It will generate more income. And like, yeah, it's going to suck, but I just hope they do the right type of like enforcement. Like there's so many others that should be getting hit super hard with these type of things and not just, I mean, the everyday person that speeds, obviously, but like I think of St. Clair and Bathurst, there's always 3 cars sitting in the right-hand lane going southbound on Bathurst.
Yeah.
Any time of the day. Like, and it bottlenecks everything.
Right.
$500 a piece. Wow. That's
Yeah,
what
we get the same on Yonge Street and north of Yonge Street when you come off the 401.
Same,
where
yeah.
it's always just like there's a place to park and the lanes narrow down just before where everybody parks. They park right in front of the store.
Yeah.
And it always just like makes people weave in and out of traffic. It's so dangerous.
Yeah.
Like Yonge Street, you have to be so cautious where you're driving.
Yeah.
So I am on board with that.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I think if they want to do Vision Zero, which is bring down traffic fatalities, this will definitely help that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's all right. That's our first piece of news. We really dove into that one more than I thought.
Yeah.
News number 2. Oh yeah. Did you hear about the fire?
I saw that.
Yeah.
What the heck?
Fire on a subway.
Yeah.
At Finch Station.
Yeah, and this wasn't like a little poof. This is an inferno.
It was an insane fire. Yeah. I don't know what the deal was. It was an e-bike.
Yeah.
And apparently the lithium battery just caught. I don't know what he was trying to start it or something, but it just malfunctioned.
No, this is a thing.
Did they explode?
Yeah, 100%.
And they apparently with the lithium batteries, it's like fire immediate. Like
Yeah.
it's intense.
Oh, it's not like warning smoke and like it's.
It just blurs up into flames.
I've had a few friends with e-bikes who've
got that?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I mean, not to that level. That was insane what I saw on the subway, but yeah, you got to be careful with those.
Yeah, the whole thing was, and that was New Year's Eve. So
Ah.
I feel bad for anybody who was counting on that bus. That's too
and that
bad.
e-bike.
And the e-bike. Yeah.
RIP e-bike.
Yeah, that was so that was New Year's Eve, and that one nobody got hurt, and it was fine.
Yeah.
But I think they're going to talk about changing the rules of allowing what's not allowed on subways.
Sure. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the TTC is so chaotic. I was going to take the subway yesterday. I had to go. My car was in the shop.
Yeah.
And I was like so confused. I'm like, how do I can I pay with my debit card or my credit card now? Do I have to pay it each time? And then I just jumped in an Uber.
Yeah.
Because my co-host over here graciously gave me a gift card to
Uber Eats. Well, I got it for Uber Eats specifically, but luckily.
Yeah. So about that, the wife was like, "Oh, we could start using Uber Eats." I'm like, "Does no one listen to my podcast? I am not a fan of Uber Eats." So I directly put the money towards my Uber account, which also works as a ride sharing service. And it did take me around. I did use Joey's dime to get around the city yesterday. So thank you.
You're welcome.
That really came in handy.
Speaking of gifts, by the way, I am repping your gift that you got me.
You like that?
Our little Tony B back in action. This is a one of a kind, by the way.
It is. So the backstory with that was I really wanted to support Tony B, Long Island, Island-wide Realty.
Yep.
However, he doesn't ship to Canada. So I made my own shirt for you.
Yeah, I'm so pumped about this. And I actually knew he didn't ship to Canada because before the video got sent, I did try the same thing.
Tony B, there's a market you're missing.
Yeah.
Canadians want your swag. It's like so bad. Like primarily me and you.
Yeah. But. Awesome. And then the last piece of news that I mentioned, one of my favorite news articles I think I've ever read.
Okay.
Misspelled signs.
Saw that.
This is so ridiculous.
I saw that.
And I love the way that they did all of it. Anyways, there was a couple misspelled signs that were around Toronto that people spotted. And one of them was one that was supposed to be the Lakeshore Trail, and they misspelled it as the Lakeshore Trial.
Okay.
The second one was supposed to say downtown. It said downtown.
Nice.
I really want to catch these. My absolute favorite though was, and I think it's still up in the East End. It's called. It's miswritten as traffic clamming.
I wouldn't mind traffic clamming.
Me neither. It's very
Shucking in the back of your car while you're stuck in traffic. I mean, maybe they're manifesting the new way of being the stress of traffic.
Yeah, lots of oversight on this.
I don't like how in this day and age does like spell check not.
I don't know. It blows my mind. And apparently there's been a bunch of them. They've pointed a bunch out during this news article. The cost to fix 2 of those signs,
sure, lay it on me,
estimated as $210.
Ah, come on.
Yeah, it's just like the weirdest reason to. I mean, at every step of the way, it could have been caught when it was printed, when it was written up.
Yeah, like
so many pieces before it got printed and then put up on the
sign.
Yeah.
I think the guy putting it up be like, you know what, something, but. Okay, welcome to Toronto.
Yeah.
Question for you. This is my news you can use.
Yeah.
Have you watched the movie Mean Girls?
Yeah.
Oh, I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, I haven't.
Oh, have you not?
No, I know nothing about Mean Girls. But the mansion's for sale.
I heard about this.
Yeah.
I heard about this yesterday, I think.
It's been for sale for quite some time. They've been dropping the price. So it was at $23 million for the longest time. And now they've just dropped it to under $20 million.
This has got to be Regina George's.
Okay. Sure.
If I know, this is absolutely Regina George's.
I don't know who Regina George is. Do you know what the burn book is?
Yes.
Okay, so Adriana explained it to me, and I'm like, this sounds psychotic.
Yeah. Yeah, that was like the crux of the movie was the burn book.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
you really, was there 2? Mean Girls 1 and 2? Or is
No, I think there was just
one? Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I think the only reference I knew from that was when one of them, is Lindsay Lohan in it?
Yeah. She's the main.
She's the mean girl?
She's no.
She's the good girl?
She's the good girl that goes mean then back to good.
What a plot twist.
Yeah. That burn book, I'm telling you.
Jesus, I'm very now tempted to buy this this mansion. Is she Regina?
No.
Okay.
No, Regina is obviously the rich kind of, she's the mean girl.
Okay.
She's the clique leader.
Oh, one of those.
Yeah.
Regina. All right. Well, if you want to buy Regina's house from Mean Girls, it's just under $20 million.
Beautiful.
It's 18,000 square feet, 13 bedrooms, 14 bathrooms, and it will only cost you $68,000 in property taxes per year.
Oh, that's
It's a
it.
little drop in the bucket, a little Tesla Model Y per year. The place needs updating. I think that's why it's been sitting for a while. But, if you've got a passion for Mean Girls,
It could be #1 fan sitting around here.
reach out. Shark and Swan would love to meet you. And can I say put you in our burn book, or we don't want to put
No, we don't want them in our
Okay.
burn book. Yeah,
Okay.
No, absolutely not.
You don't want clients in the burn book?
No clients in the burn
Okay.
book.
All right. Well, we won't put you in our burn book. And if you don't use us,
We may.
okay. All right. I think we covered enough of news you can use. Start the year off. Transition time.
Transition time.
You got a song for it?
You know what? Right now, I am horn inspired.
Oh, okay.
I am horn. So we got to do a horn. I heard a brass band. We got a new theme song.
Okay.
I'm all brass.
Okay. What you got?
All right, ready?
Transition time. Transition time. That's great. That's great. Man, you really came from the heart there.
I'm feeling it. It was all energy, man.
Jesus, I felt that energy. Loved it.
Okay, today we're getting into market. We're getting into the market update. The last one of 2023.
Yeah, and I thought we should do is maybe let's combine December
Yeah.
and kind of do a year-end wrap-up because I do not want to talk about 2023 in February. They do their TREB release, like the Toronto Real Estate Board releases their summary towards the end of this month.
Yep.
And like, I don't want to be talking about it in February. I want to be talking about the future.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to just mash it all in.
I like it.
You good with that?
I'm very good with that.
All right. Call it the mashed potato update.
Okay.
All right. Well, no surprise. December. Guess what it was?
Yeah, it's December.
It's slow.
Yeah.
It's what Molly should have been doing when she got her traffic ticket. It went slow.
She should have. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
I like that.
A little callback. Yeah.
Hey, and I love Molly. Don't get me wrong. It's not a dig at Molly. My wife is Michael Schumacher. I don't know how we haven't gotten 50 million traffic. When she drives, I'm like, babe, what's wrong, Pookie Bear? Like, I can't feel my breath. And this is not a weekend song. I'm scared. Anyways, December was slow.
Yeah. That's where.
That's what I was trying to say here.
Yeah. So we had 3,444
Sales
in December,
which is like peanuts.
It's not very much, especially over the last 3 years. I think they were like around 6,000 to 8,000 or something like that. 6 to 7
of months prior. Yeah.
Prior.
Yeah.
Now, prior to, I was looking back, and prior to 2020, it actually did average around 3,000, 4,000.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's peanuts, but like a regular market is like, who's not a lot of people transacting towards the holidays. So
Yep.
which is kind of expected.
Yeah, and people don't want people walking through their homes. They've got their Christmas decorations up, their stockings, Santa's cookies. You don't want people coming through
Eating
your
your
house.
cookies. Yeah, 100%.
Ugh, not for me. So we're down 800 month over month in sales for the year. For the month of December. This also marks a 4th month decline.
Yes, it does.
But
Again,
yeah, and January I think will uptick a little bit more than December, but we're still going to be in this low seasonality of numbers.
there's a little bit of leeway before the spring market right now. And we can kind of get into that a little bit more, but right now we're kind of in this spot of like, holidays are still kind of, people are getting over it. And there's usually that slow little ramp up towards spring.
Yeah, and this year's a little bit weird also. I don't know if you found this, but like the roads are pretty quiet. We're recording the first week of January.
Yeah.
Roads are quiet because the kids are still off.
Yeah, actually, it is still holidays.
It is technically if you're a kid.
If you're
it's still
a
holiday.
kid, yeah.
For the rest of us, it's not. But I think that's also like I'm not seeing very many listings hit the market. It still feels relatively slow this week as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
But new listings, they saw a drastic drop.
This is pretty intense.
This was intense. November, we had 10,545 new listings.
Yeah.
In December, we had 3,886.
65% drop.
That's a huge drop.
It's big.
Yeah.
Going from December was like, I feel like that was the last Hail Mary of trying to get something
For sure.
out before the
Do your price drop, see if you can catch someone. Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, it's again, you're kind of looking at this being like, I don't know what agent is advising to like go up in December,
Yeah.
before the 2 weeks of holidays and everyone just disappears.
You know what's funny? New Year's Eve, I was out doing a showing.
On New Year's Eve.
On New Year's Eve, a listing came on the market New Year's Eve. It was a really well-priced big lot. We went out, we looked at it. We submitted an offer. Yeah, New Year's Eve.
Wow.
They didn't look at it until the 2nd, which was a little annoying.
Yeah.
It was like, why didn't you just wait?
Just wait to list it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we didn't end up getting it. And they didn't work with our offer. And then once ours expired, 3 others came in. Mm-hmm. So why did you list it on New Year's Eve is my first question.
Makes no sense. Yeah.
Yeah. And like you probably would have done better by your seller just doing a 7-day hold off and seeing what comes of it. But I thought that was kind of interesting that there are still some agents thinking New Year's Eve is a good day to hit the market.
That's so strange to me.
It was.
Yeah. And sorry, you said there was another offer that they worked with?
Yeah, so ours came through. They exclusively worked with us to see if we could reach a deal. Our price was too far apart. And once ours expired, another one came in.
Wow.
And then 2 others followed that one.
Get out of here.
Yeah, 3 offers. Yeah.
So maybe there is some action out there.
Well,
did it sell or is it still on the market?
they're still going through the negotiations.
Okay.
So I don't know, or if it has sold, they haven't posted the update yet. Wow. It's been about like 2-3 days of back and forth with everyone. So
well, that goes to show like if it's priced well.
It was priced.
There's still going to be movers on it.
Yeah, it was a really large lot with a lot of unique elements that you can do to it. Add a coach house and a garden suite and all those type of things. But yeah, it was just odd. It was really weird.
Yeah, very strange.
Yeah.
Active listings.
Yeah, they are also down. I mean, they're going to follow the active listings. A lot of people decide. My kind of cutoff is like if you've not sold by December 10th, just take it down.
Yeah.
It gives you a couple of weeks to celebrate the holidays, put your trees up, do your thing.
Then I come approach the new year.
Yeah,
that makes a lot of
see
sense.
what makes sense. So we saw. Oh, sorry.
No, I was just gonna say, yeah, it was a 38% drop.
Yeah.
Which is makes sense. I mean, people are just buying up the inventory. There's not much new inventory coming.
Yeah.
There's not a ton of sales. So really, this is just like whatever's out there. If there were motivated buyers, they pulled the trigger.
Yeah. Average prices, though, that's what's interesting. They didn't really shift at all. They more or less stayed the same.
This has been like the trend of, we had the one big drop.
Yeah.
And this has been the trend moving forward.
Yeah, and that's one of the challenges I face is I think people think of that one big drop and think that it's continuing to happen.
Yeah.
And the numbers aren't showing that.
No, it's just transactions have stopped.
Correct.
So the big doom and gloom headlines that everybody's reading is not the fact that, there are some circumstances where some sellers got pinched.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot more than there was
5 years prior, for sure. Yep.
But the average prices are actually they're really sticky.
Well, in December they went up. I mean, $2,500. I don't think that's really
right.
anything to toot your horns about, but they didn't go down.
No, they didn't go down.
Yeah.
So that's interesting.
Yeah.
Days on market.
Lovely days on market.
My favorite stat.
So they went up to an average time of 49 days for a house to sell.
Yeah, which is crazy.
I had to go back into like the super real estate spreadsheet that I work on.
Yeah.
And since 2017, I've not seen a month where we've had 49 days on market.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Halt on transactions.
Yeah.
It's just there's just not as many transactions.
Yep.
That's so crazy. 49 days.
49 days.
It's almost a 2-month wait.
So it's very important that if you are selling and you're not getting that immediate offer, 3 offers that you're expecting, now we're almost at the 2-month mark of homes sitting on the market before they sell. I do think this element's going to come down significantly in the new year, especially if we have a rate drop. I think 30 days is probably where we're going to end up for the most part of the year.
Yeah, that's going to be the real determining factor.
Yeah.
I think from now into the next little bit, because fixed rates are moving. We're talking about Bank of Canada's decision, but fixed rates are moving quicker than everything else.
Yeah, fixed rates, they're more fluid. They don't wait for the Bank of Canada to adjust. But the next announcement is January 24th.
Right.
Any thoughts, predictions, guesses?
I think it'll be a hold. I don't think they're going to push down yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah.
I think it's going to be mid-year before they don't want to get anybody too excited.
Yeah.
Fixed rates have already dropped, so I'm sure they want to like manage that before.
That's a good point.
People keep reading into that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had like the Santa pump. Do you know what the Santa pump is?
No.
It's not what you think. Santa pump is that just before the holidays, the markets really went up.
Yeah.
S&P index went up. A lot of the elements that people follow, indicators rather, went up. But in the first week of 2024, they've kind of started to come down a little bit. So that Santa pump they thought would take them into the new year and really bring optimism. It's kind of died down a little bit.
Yeah,
not much. Just the pump's not here anymore is what I'm trying to say.
That Santa pump.
That Santa pump is gone. One and done. One pump and done.
Yeah.
Sorry, Santa.
Okay, and then the last stat, well, in a big picture sense, is months of inventory.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, okay, if you're looking at the fact that no new listings came on, and you're looking at the fact that people are buying up the existing inventory, yes, it went down. It went down actually more than I thought it would. So November, it was 4.2 months of inventory. Then, sorry, not November. It went from 4.2 to 3.9, and then in December it's now 3 months of inventory. So it's actually taken a pretty big pullback.
It has, and I think that's one of those like the seasonalities of December overemphasize that stat. I don't know how closely I would follow that because we're still seeing a lot out there, but
you're right.
I'll take it.
Yeah. It's kind of a starting point to like. I mean, this is the way I look at it is there is a lot that's not moving. But it's a setup for if things start picking up, that's where the inventory is sitting. So if buyers start getting excited again, and we'll get into this in a little bit, but when buyers start getting excited again, that's the inventory we're starting with. So it might still be a buyer's market in mentality a lot right now. But I don't know if the shift happens, we'll see what that's just kind of where I wanted to point out.
Yeah, I like that. I'm gonna take a sip. Have you seen these things?
The Stanley water bottles?
I've never heard of these. Like my mother-in-law bought this for me like a month and a half ago. I told you about this thing.
Yeah.
I hate it. I mean, thank you. I'm glad I got it, but it's so big. It feels like I'm walking around with a can of paint.
It's a good, you can get that
dumbbell.
That dumbbell.
I could use those upper arm. I don't even know my muscle parts. Use that upper arm exercise. Dude, these things are selling on the resale market
Are they?
at a premium. Not this
What?
one. Yeah. Yeah.
No, what?
Yeah. So they have like 4 collaborations. One's with Starbucks and I don't know, 3 other ones.
Yeah.
Those ones are like $250 in StockX.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh my
People are
God.
robbing in the States. Starbucks is for the Stanley, whatever these things are called, jugs. They call them the Stanley Cups.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That is a good name.
Stanley
for them.
Cups. Yeah. And I don't know if this is accurate. It was a meme I saw on Twitter. It's probably accurate, but their sales were $80 million for the last like 20 years with these Stanley Cups, 800 million. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. These are like $60 or something like that. They're okay. They definitely keep the water cold or hot, whatever your desired temperature is.
Yeah.
But my problem with it is it always spills in my car.
Does it?
Yeah, always.
It spills?
Yeah, like if I close the top and I don't put it upright, like sometimes it just
starts splashing around.
Yeah, it starts splashing around.
So I saw a Instagram or TikTok or something recently. You got to take the bottom piece out.
Oh, I don't have that one.
Oh, okay.
For the rubber and the
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, because it starts to mold.
Mold. Yeah, no, this one's doesn't. That's
Mold
the ones
free.
with the straw. No, it's probably got mold in it. I just can't take it apart because it's got really hard to. Like, I don't think it's a well-designed cap. I think if they improve the cap, this will be a recommended product. But for now, I just lug it around because I got to drink more water.
Yeah, oh, that's good. That's still good. You're on the healthy path this month, so
I don't know.
keep that dumbbell around.
Yeah. All right, let's get into sales.
Yep.
That water was delicious. It's nice and refreshing. Yeah, so with seasonality, like we've been saying this whole time, month over month, we're down quite a bit.
Yep.
Semi saw the biggest drop with only 128 sales. They're down 23% month over month.
Yep.
Condos. Oh, I got to tell you something. I have a sister. You know this. Her name's Janelle S.
Janelle S, yeah.
We do our weekly lunches. So we went for a lunch yesterday and I was sitting with 2 of her colleagues. She works for Toronto Western Hospital.
Okay.
And one of them really impressed me. She said, "What are your thoughts on semis as a way to get into the market?"
Oh.
And I said, "Ma'am, if I wasn't married, would I be your guy?" And I thought that was so interesting where it was the first time I had somebody like really see the value of semis. And she's like, "Well, why would I go to a detached at such a high price when I can still get a lot of those benefits and get in to a semi?"
There you go.
So, and she's not a listener of the show.
So I was going to say the word's just kicking around.
No,
it's hive mind. It's hive mind. It starts here.
It's okay, sure, I'll take it. Sure. But semis were down, the biggest loser. Condos followed closely. They were down 22% with only 641 sales. Kind of wild.
Yeah.
Drive downtown, you see thousands of condos. Each one has on average 500 units.
It's pretty crazy.
And only 641 sales in December.
Yeah, that's pretty nuts.
Opportunity alert. If you're looking to get in the market, condos are the best starting place.
1,000,000%.
Especially in this time.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, there's lots to choose from.
So many. And you can get a really good deal. You can negotiate down. You could put in your own terms. So call us.
Yeah.
Buy a condo. Townhomes?
Townhomes.
Yeah,
I'm excited to talk about townhomes in the next little bit.
Yeah, I'll let you handle that part of it then.
Okay.
I'll finish the sales part. Townhomes are down 20% month over month with sales only 112. And detached, they were the most resilient. They were still down with only 371 sales, a 19.5 month over month decrease.
Yep.
This was the lowest quarter out of all 4. I like tracking 3 months at a time because it gives me a really good overview of the direction we're going.
Yep.
And this was without a doubt the worst quarter of the year. Not a absolutely terrible quarter, but it was the slowest of all 4 for the year.
Yeah.
So Bank of Canada, if you're listening, mission accomplished. The market is slow.
Yeah.
We are ready to give us a little bit of some fire. A little bit. It's a little bit, a little spark. We don't want an e-bike.
No e-bike
Inferno.
explosions.
Yeah, just like a little match. Just like, yeah. All right.
All right, we'll get into prices.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so prices. Detached held, I think, the most steady. Detached held steady. Average price for the month was 1.626.
Yep.
For the 416. Average for the year.
Yeah.
Was 1.96.
Yeah, so it was 1.7.
696.
Yeah. Close to 1.7.
Yeah.
Which is important. So like if you want a detached and your dream home of 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, on average, it's 1.7.
Yeah.
If you want it in a good area, done up to the 9s, you're probably talking 2.5. And if you're in the 3 million and over, keep in mind you're now paying an extra land transfer tax.
Yeah, that's a new piece of the puzzle.
It is. So.
Yeah. We talk about semis.
Yeah, let's do it.
So semis were down 4%.
Yeah.
Or nearly 4%. With an average that sat at 1.173. And this was, and the average for the year, the average for the year was 1.272.
Which means for $400,000 less than a detached, you can get into a semi.
It's a pretty significant jump.
It's significant. So if you're coming from a 1 or 2 bedroom condo, it might be tough for you to make the full jump to a detached. Semis is what you want to be looking at. And there's a lot of semis in some really good areas, both in the east and west end of the city. There's a lot of semi inventory that you still get you to the area you want, maybe the school district you're looking for, at a fraction of a price of a detached.
Yeah, 1,000,000%.
We got to do the semi tattoos.
I think so.
I think 2024. I'm itching for a tattoo.
But let's do it.
Okay.
I haven't got one since, when was the last one I got? Oh, yeah, it was in Las Vegas. We won't get into
We'll say that for
story.
another episode. How old were you?
I was 21.
20. Yeah, my last one was probably 21 too.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
When I was 21 years old.
So
yeah.
we're due.
We're due.
Yeah.
All right. Let's tat our bodies up. I'm sure our partners will love us.
Yeah.
Not.
Okay. So townhomes.
Yes.
So townhomes coming in
Talk to me about that, baby.
hot.
Jesus.
And it was up 14% month over month. That's insanity. They went up. They're 25% year over year. They went up.
Yeah.
And they came in at 1.1,
That's
which
insane.
is a record month for townhomes.
That's insane. I saw that. I'm like, no, this can't be right.
Yeah.
And I rechecked the formulas in my spreadsheet to make sure there was no errors there. I was like, no, this is wild.
Yeah, that's a big jump. That was the biggest of the year.
Yeah.
And when we get into months of inventory, I did the same thing. I had to double and triple check some
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah. Do you have a theory on why that is?
Affordability is my thought. Yeah, that's my main thought with it. It's okay. So semis don't have as much inventory as townhomes. There's obviously much more townhomes. So my thought is, if you're looking for the way in and you're looking for it to be freehold, townhomes would be townhomes or semis, and there's just more townhomes. I think they killed it because they're even more affordable than semis. Yeah.
Okay, I like that theory. Yeah. I don't have one, so I was curious. I was hoping you would have something smart to say, and you did. So thank you for that.
And then lastly, we're going to talk about condos.
Yeah.
Condos is on their 4th month of declines, which is good for the buyer.
Very good.
Let's talk about the good in this.
Yeah.
They're down to, so December, they were 709,000
Okay.
for the month as their average price. For the year, 737.
It's an opportunity.
It is. Yeah. It is legitimately, like, for the last couple of years, condos, I'm sure, we're out of price range for a lot of people.
Yep.
So it's nice to see them coming back to earth a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have a guess on what the average price for all homes were in 2023?
I don't have a guess because I know.
You do?
I do, yeah.
How do you know?
I read the report.
Oh.
For all homes sold.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Let's see. Let's see your guess.
Okay.
Yeah. Throw me a number.
So 1.1.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay.
Right. I thought it would be slightly higher. I thought it'd be about 1.2.
Yeah.
But I was just wrong with that completely. And in 2022, it was 1.16. So it's down slightly, down about 50,000 compared to 2022.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So sorry, how many percent? How much percent?
Oh, I don't know percent wise.
Okay,
50K.
Okay. Yeah. So, I mean,
It's not a huge drop, but it's a drop. And the other thing to think about is 2022, we did have those really hot months in the beginning. Mm-hmm. So we had some really crazy, let's say the first 3 months were crazy high hot, and then it kind of dumped a bit. So to be down only 50K for what I would say is probably one of the slowest years I could remember in my selling history, it's not bad.
No, it's not. And I wrote a note somewhere in here, but I wanted to talk about the average prices in general we're pretty much back at or close to where we were in February. That's if you're gonna track the cycle of it. We've just went backwards to February.
Yeah.
So you haven't necessarily lost this year. 50K makes sense to me.
I like that. Yeah. Nothing too crazy.
Months of inventory?
Do it.
All right.
This is where you shine. I'm gonna have another sip of my Stanley cup.
Get the dumbbell in. Get a couple reps in.
What am I working out here? What's this called? Trapezoid?
No, that's your shoulder.
My trapezoid is my shoulder?
No, your shoulder is what your.
What's this part called?
That's your shoulder.
Really?
Yeah. The shoulder is 3 parts. Yeah.
Dr. Joey in the building.
Yeah. Oh, I got into this stuff. Yeah.
God almighty.
So months of inventory. Let's get into it. So I'll keep re-explaining for the new listeners that jump on. Months of inventory is if you stop adding listings to the MLS today, it's how long it would take to sell out the inventory. Mm-hmm. 1 to 3 months means it's a seller's market, prices go up. 4 to 6, it's a balanced market, proper negotiations, things are a little more paced. And then 6+ months means it's a buyer's market, prices go down, heavy negotiations.
Love it.
Okay, so I'll go through each little piece here. So again, inventory shrunk in all segments. This is actually this time even condos, because last time condos didn't shrink. So everything shrunk, as we've been kind of talking about. The overall market went from 3.9 to 3 months of inventory. The award, I'll give my awards now.
Yes, please.
The awards for most months of inventory sticks with
Condos.
They did drop, but they still take the cake. So they were 5.4. So the closest on paper to being a buyer's market, and they kind of tucked back down. They were 4.8 in December.
Okay.
Runner-up goes to, again, detached.
Okay.
And they went from 3.6 to 2.6 months of inventory. So they dropped quite a bit again. We're still tucked well in that. Actually, no, sorry. We went from, we're in the seller's market.
We're in the seller's market, and that makes sense with what I'm seeing a lot in December. There wasn't, I did a couple deals. I didn't see very much motivation. I thought there would be a little bit more because of the slower months and all that, but there wasn't much to choose from. So it's kind of like, shoot your shot, and if you don't get it, move on to the next. And sellers weren't really playing big ball. There was some room for negotiation, but not like...
They're still holding...
It was tight, yeah. There wasn't like 100K or 150K drops, like, 20, 30,000.
People are still waiting, yeah. I mean, sellers are waiting just like buyers are waiting for this like change to happen.
And I think that's it, that there is some things coming on the horizon. How impactful the drops will be, no one knows. But I think everyone's like, well, I don't want to give this house away if in 6 months the market's back to some degree.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
But unfortunately, a lot of buyers are still like, I know you're suffering, which is not always the case. And it's hard to really, the proof is in the pudding when the seller's like, okay, walk. I don't care. I'll be all right.
Yeah. I can see that. Okay. And then I'm going to give the tightest inventory award.
Yep.
Which is, of course, semi-Ds.
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 Heavy seller's market for semi-Ds.
Yeah, actually pretty crazy because it was at 2 months. So it was already tight. And now it's gotten even tighter to 1.2 months of inventory.
Love it. Way to go, semis.
Semis, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
And I wanted to give the biggest drop award.
Okay.
Which is townhomes. Was an intense drop. So it was last month was at 3.1 months of inventory, and all the sales that happened and the price jump that happens with towns, it all coincides. It went from 3.1 months of inventory to 1.7.
That's wild.
That's a pretty huge jump.
I really hope we don't get like a notification like second week of January there was an error in the townhome numbers and all this is like, because it does seem like, what the heck?
Yeah, it came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And same thing as you when I did this, I was like, hold on a second.
Let me double check this.
Let me do this like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, and I think this is just a small anomaly. I don't think this speaks to the overall picture of townhomes. I don't think if you miss the boat in December, it's going to cost you 1.5 the year ahead. I think, I don't know, just some weird anomalies happening there.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, they had the biggest drop.
They did? Yeah.
I like it.
I think that's generally the gist of it.
Yeah.
Do we want to do overall thoughts, I guess?
Yeah, it was like, hang on. Also, I was going to call it Springer's Thoughts. Did you just watch Jerry Springer as a kid?
Kinda, yeah.
Oh, at my nonna's house, that's all we watched.
Okay.
Jerry Springer, Price is Right, in some Italian show at 9 o'clock. I had to, whatever was on the Leaf game, nope, nonna's got to watch her Italian show. But Jerry Springer, who also died in 2022.
I knew that actually.
I feel like I did, but when I heard it in the mematorium, is that the word they say?
The mematorium?
Mematorium. I was watching Anderson Cooper and Andy Cohen for the countdown.
Okay.
And they do a recap of everyone who passed in 2022. And I was like, damn, we lost Jerry Springer.
In 2023 or 2022?
2023.
Okay,
sorry.
yeah. He passed this year. Yeah.
Last year.
Sorry.
I know, I messed you up with it. But yeah. So this is Virgilio's thoughts.
Virgilio's thoughts.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's my overall thinking.
Okay.
If you're on TikTok and you're on Instagram, because this is what I've been noticing a lot, it's buy now or die. That's the mentality, and I'm getting so many blog TO vibes from the way that these TikTok agent would pitch it, which is just like, if you don't buy in January and February, you're going to look back and think, oh, these are pre-COVID prices, or when you should have bought in 2020.
I've seen some of that spread over to Instagram. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and I don't think it's going to be as intense. I do think spring is going to pick up.
Yep.
But I don't think it's going to be this like, oh, all of a sudden we're going to skyrocket again because
You missed the boat.
completely.
Yeah, 200K over what it was. Yeah, I don't think so either.
Yeah.
What's your worst type of TikToker? Realtor TikToker. Do you have a category? Do you think about this? Am I the only one up at
No,
night?
I guess I don't have a.
I categorize the ones I hate the most.
Okay.
So it used to be the dancing TikToker who points at things. That really annoyed me. Now it's the green screen realtor.
Oh, got you.
And they do provide decent info sometimes.
Yeah.
But I think it's just the way it's filmed. It's like so jittery, like their head's like glitching and then the background's not straight. And I'm like trying to read their article and listen to them talk. And I'm like, overload. Like just, God, don't be so intense with your sensationalism. So that's my most
hated.
Yeah. Right now.
Yeah.
We'll see what 2024 brings. I'm sure there'll be more.
That hit a huge trend the last little bit. That green screen. Pulling up like articles and their head's always in the way of the article.
Yeah. I tried it once.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Did it work?
No.
Is it posted?
No.
Okay.
It's like, oh, this looks so bad. And my head kept glitching. So I was like, just be yourself. So I stopped that.
Yeah, but I think that's the general overall. So yeah, we're going to see, I think overall, we're going to see positivity start coming back.
I feel that.
So fixed rates have already started coming down. I think the big 5 banks haven't really followed trend yet.
Yep.
There's a lag there. But I think we're going to start seeing some optimism. I think activity is going to start picking up in the spring. And then that's all I can say from there. I don't think we're going to have this like insane shot of like what was COVID, like where people are, I mean, like people's memories are short, but not that short.
Yeah.
So I think there's still some caution in the air. I think people are, and affordability still plays a role.
So no Santa pump.
No Santa pump. Maybe a little Santa pump.
A little bump and grind.
Yeah.
A little Santa bump and grind is what we need this year. Not the full Santa pump. I like that. I think that's a fair take on it all.
Yeah. All right.
Any shout outs?
Shout outs. Yeah. Shout out Calvin and Graham. Reed's Distillery. Check them out on the LCBOs. Also look at their Instagram because if you know somebody who's having a wedding in the next little bit, you
look at their Instagram. You bachelor.
Anybody out there?
I'm married. I'm done with that life. Which, you know what? I do hope you get married in the next decade because no pressure. But I have one more wedding this summer to go to, and then all my friends are almost 40.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah,
and that's done.
Yeah, and I love weddings. I love them so much.
You got to throw another wedding.
I thought about that.
You got to do like a
love celebration,
a vow renewal, or something like that.
Yeah. But if we got to work for it. It's got to be like 10 years. You can't do it like 2 years after that.
Well, I'll still come to it.
Well, I hope you beat me to it, but sure, no pressure, no stress. I want to shout out the City of Toronto and their fireworks because it was one heck of a beautiful show.
I would love that.
I want to shout out all the citizens of Toronto who left that place relatively sanely. Like it was, I saw all those people. I'm like, oh my God, we're going to start 2024 in a Stampede. And everyone was so cordial. And
oh, that's good.
Yeah, it was like, oh, look, we could all get along. Like everyone respected the street signs, the cars, even though they were sitting and missed the countdown. Everyone was so patient and calm.
I love that.
So shout out Toronto.
Shout out Toronto.
Shout out Toronto. Shout out the Rare Aging Podcast.
Yes.
Christina, Mary Jo.
Yeah.
Chris, the camera guy. Yeah. We were secretly looking like, oh, what's their setup?
What's happening behind the scenes? Yeah.
that may have inspired us to go buy new equipment. I don't know. But, well, Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Wishing us all the best. And everyone listening, thanks for tuning in.
Absolutely.
And let's wrap it up there.
All right.
With a high five?
High five.
All right. Thanks for listening to the Toronto Livings Real Estate Podcast. You could find more information on how we work over at torontolivings.com. Be sure to sign up for our newsletter to get price reports from over 150 different neighborhoods in the city each and every month.
If you got any value, please like, subscribe, and share with your friends. And if you made it this far, thanks for listening.